You're taking women from an unfamiliar environment where Chat Thunder always beats you to a familiar environment where you're running an event, and often it costs no money to do these events, which is pretty much the ethos of the first part of the Men of Action course that I teach.
Biggest thing that most people don't know, and this is where I always dominated and I always loved, was you need things for girls to take pictures with. And that was how I built my events. I built my events so that when you go there and you are Sally and Grace walking, into the event, that there's going to be 5 things as you walk in to take pictures in front of. And what that allows you to do is say, oh my God, that's so cute. Let me take a picture. You share it to your Snapchat, you share it to your Instagram story. That breeds 5 people to swipe up, say, where are you? Next thing you know, you look down the street and there's 1,000 girls walking down. And it really happens in that manner. So providing items to take pictures of and share is just absolutely necessary for a great event, especially in today's environment with social media.
Yeah.
The newer ones.
The catch.
You see all the flower walls,
Yes.
the neon on there. It's
or the
working for them,
angel
though.
wings.
Everywhere.
But
Every
it's
single night we
working.
do an event,
Yeah.
and like no one showed up, and then you
I have
post
done
FOMO,
several
and
Yeah.
then, like the
times.
next thing you know, like 30 hour, everyone starts showing up.
It's really true. So this is a concept of social proof. So one of the experiments we tried, man, this was probably 10 years ago. It was like Super Bowl weekend, some party we threw in Los Angeles. And we had a party at this house in the hills. And there have been 2 previous parties, and they took the step and repeats to this house. They set up 2 step and repeats in the house that had nothing to do with the party, nothing to do with anything, and then they put lights in front of the step and repeats. And so many girls spent the entire time on the step and repeats taking pictures. A fountain, some kind of flower wall, anything like that. Babes in Toyland has a photo booth, all those kind of
Jing
things.
has the grass thing in the front.
The grass thing in the front. So you'll do that, and then what Luke said is also the case. You'll take the picture, and either that night or the next week, then all the girls show up to that thing where there were several things to take a picture of. This is so antithetical to what people believe. What we're giving you guys is inside game. Those of you who really do want to improve your dating life and your social life, you should pay attention to things like this. You throw better events. What are you doing? You're taking women from an unfamiliar environment to a familiar environment. That's what there you go. Look at that.
That's all you need right there.
Yeah.
You're taking women from an unfamiliar environment where Chat Thunder always beats you to a familiar environment where you're running an event, and often it costs no money to do these events, which is pretty much the ethos of the first part of the Men of Action course that I teach, is how to do things like that. That's why if you guys look on my IG, you see so many pictures of me with 20, 30 girls. The reason why that is on a regular basis is because there's a bunch of things to take pictures in front of. We have a photographer that follows us around. And when you do that, you end up at everyone else is at the table with 5 dudes and 2 girls. You're at the table with 2 dudes and 22 girls.
Mike, what did we have the other night? We were in Boston, right? We just had that little point and shoot camera with the flash.
Yeah.
And then every table was just looking at us.
Let me say one other thing. You will take a bunch of pictures during the night, and some people will act annoyed, and those same people will hit you up the next day asking you for
No matter how many you
pictures.
take, every single
They will
one will
ask
hit you
you
up the
for
next day
their
for the
pictures.
photos.
People become incredible narcissists the next day. It's just, unfortunately, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but we've gotten to the point where this is the party and this is the photos and the videos of the party. This is just more important now. It just is. And as much as some of you hate it, some of you guys are over 50, want to gnash your teeth and clench your buttholes, wish that it wasn't that way.
No way.
If you want to
fun.
if you want to have an incredible network and date beautiful women, you have to listen to what this guy said. Keep telling me I'm wrong. Please come on a Twitter space with me. I'll be more than willing to humiliate you, and I won't even charge you for it. You're wrong. This is the way the world works. Social media is not going away. And got bad news for you. Your grandkids are going to be robots, because that's essentially what's going to happen here in a little bit.
And they're all going to have the puppy dog filter on them.
Yep.
Oh, that was so cute, though.
Yes.
That is some of the best advice I've ever heard any guys give anybody. It's like, hey, you want to date a bad, like, become a photographer. Every time you guys are somewhere, go.
But any of it, hold on, any of it. Become a photographer, become a videographer, become a club promoter, become a girl guy, become a sub promoter that doesn't get paid but just brings girls to other places. Host charity events and then just invite influencers. Host bikini competitions, fitness competitions, costume competitions, and
If
just
you
invite
date bisexual women.
invite a ton of influencers to be judges for those competitions. Do that, and now you're the 5 dating the 10. That's how it works. And guys don't grasp this. And I have to fight with black pill guys. I have to fight with pickup artists. I have to fight with dating coaches. I have to fight with matchmakers. And yet their results do not match up with the 4,000 guys who've gone through my course.
At events, I cannot take
exactly.
Enough pictures. No, seriously, because it's like we were just talking about this with the guys there. They wanted more shots. They wanted more pictures while they were there, but they were too busy talking to girls. They were too busy, having a good time. They weren't really thinking about it, and so they had fewer pictures from that event, and they should have had way, way more than that. And so we're trying to come up with this idea where it's like one guy who's part of the group takes the pictures for half an hour.
They got to be
a social media buddy.
And the other guy takes it for half an hour.
Content
the other
buddies.
guy takes it for half an hour. Everybody has a half an hour window, and you take pictures of everybody that's part of the Reignite group, so that we have those.
But like you said, Michael, people are shy and they're like, but embarrass yourself. That's how you become a star. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to embarrass yourself. I'm just telling you, like a really funny short dude who women ignore, as soon as he becomes the guy who knows other people and throws mansion parties all throughout every big city. There's a guy who just got divorced. He owns a fucking 15-bedroom mansion. He wants to meet women. If you're just a dude who's like, hey, just let me throw a party at your place. We won't destroy the place. I'm going to invite like 6 times as many girls as guys. Is it cool if I throw a party at your place? I'm going to have a bunch of photographers. That guy who organizes that party is the 5 who dates the 10. I've been trying to explain this to you. And there's even evolutionary backup. Like men who had stronger networks always had more access to resources and more sexual selection. And I just don't know why I still have to fight guys on this, because the data is so empirical. The data is so irrefutable at this point. So yes, there's 4,000
you hurt their businesses, that's why.
Yeah, because I hurt their business. Exactly.
You don't got to go as far as being a club promoter, though.
No. I'm giving an example. I'm giving an example. You don't have to be a club
promoter. But you can.
You could do what I did. I was just a guy who lived in San Antonio, and someone had a place, and I hit up everyone and said, everybody, let's go to this place. What's that called? I don't even know what the name of that thing is. And then afterwards, the next day, I invited some girls that I met at the party to come over and play Monopoly. What's that called? I don't know what that is. But that guy who's the middle of his social hub, that dude has women competing for his attention. And again, if you guys have any questions about this, moamentoring.com/testimonials. Look at the 200 video testimonials on there. There are 4,000 guys who've gone through this course. I feel like Galileo trying to explain to the Pope that the Earth goes around the sun at this point. I don't know how nobody even really wants to debate me anymore, but yet I'm the only person teaching this, and it really drives me crazy. And then I see something like this, and I'm like, yeah, another guy who gets it. And I promise you want to know why he's not teaching this? Because he's too busy. That's why.
Yeah.
He's too busy with beautiful women in his life. That's why he isn't teaching this.
So you're teaching men how to be social butterflies. Send me the link because I want to give it to a few guys.
Beautiful. All right. I love it.
I want to also point out that this is not contextual. So you don't have to go to Babes in Toyland to have to be taking pictures and stuff like that. I go to lots of different events. I'll go to Vamped. I'll go to like concerts. I'll go see Lamb of God. Okay. If I'm at that show and the band is playing, I'm taking pictures of myself there as well. Okay. Wherever there's something that looks interesting, and hey, here's this, whatever. It doesn't have to be like, because I'm seeing guys in here that are saying, well, yeah, I guess all you have to do is just be a club promoter and blah, blah. No, you don't have to be a club promoter to do that. You can go to a heavy metal concert. You can go to a rap concert. You can go to a country music thing. It doesn't matter what the venue is. It just matters that you're following the process when you're there.
I'm going to say something that's going to shock people. Ready? I've never been a club promoter. I've never been drunk. I've never tried any drugs. This idea that you say, yo, bro, you just have to be a club promoter. That is reductive thinking. No. that is reductive thinking that you're using to protect your ego instead of listening to the nuanced answer to the question. Yeah. You're being autistic right now. You're saying, you have to be a club promoter. No. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you need to be the center of your social hub, whatever that's called. I have never been a club promoter. Let me say this again. I have never been a club promoter. Does every club in this city, whenever my birthday comes up, they're all like, hey, have your birthday at my club? Yes, but I'm not a club promoter. What am I? I'm the center of my social hub. Access Vegas is part of my social hub. I'm hosting on June 22nd. I'm hosting Halfway to Halloween costume competition at Marquee Day Club. That's the center of my social. I'm inviting a bunch of people to that. Again, I'm not a club promoter. You don't have to be a club promoter. And it goes back to this whole thing. You're using reductive logic because you don't want your ego to get hurt. Listen to what we say. Look at the testimonials. Change your life. You see all these women saying a crazy about, I'm only going to date a guy who's 6'2" and makes $1 million a year. You're hearing this. And the reason why they're saying this is because they haven't seen the positive attributes that you can share when you get them from an unfamiliar environment to a familiar environment. That's the key to everything.
Yeah.